Campervan Make It Home, a cozy single-player puzzle and decorating game inspired by unpacking and assemble with care. It was fully released on June 7th, 2025 and is currently only available on Steam. The dev's goal is to also make it available on the App Store and Nintendo Switch. The game was developed by Malapada Studio, a Spanish independent video game studio that focuses on Zen games that convey the importance of personal development through narrative and mechanics. So, what's some of the core gameplay and key features, you might ask? Let's start off with interior organization puzzles. Players must unpack items of various shapes, sizes, and categories such as clothes, kitchenware, plants, and pets' toys into the camper's limited cabinet drawers and shelves. Customizable aesthetics. Upon unlocking new campers, you can redesign your van's interior paint, interior finish, flooring, bedding, cabinetry, and even minor things like enhancing both form and function. Outdoor setup. After interior organizing, players place items outside such as chairs, plants, books, or even a guitar to create a cozy campsite. Progression and structure. First, you start small, with a basic camper and 2 levels situated in different outdoor settings, one to unpack and another to revisit with more items. 2. You upgrade and repeat. Each van rewards your progress with more customization options and storage space for the next phases. And 3. Flexible play. There's no winning or losing, only unpacking everything. And last but not least, we've got quiet storytelling through objects. The story unfolds quietly via a travel journal, starting with a partner, shifting to solo trips, and eventually choosing a pet companion such as a dog, cat, or even a lizard. You witness character growth through what's packed, carried forward, or left behind. Now that we've talked about the features and core gameplay, let's get into some of the pros and cons of the game. Pros. No pressure of time equals fully relaxing. Freedom to organize inside and out. Emotional narrative. Gorgeous pastel visuals and relaxing music. Cons. Camera and navigation absolutely sucks. You're trying to move a camera around in an extremely tight space and it just doesn't work. Minor visual glitches, no creative mode, and short playthrough. So what sort of audience does this game target? If you love cozy games like Unpacking, Spiritfarer, or any other interior design sims, this game is perfect for your interior design needs. If you like puzzles, it's also got that puzzle touch when you have to put items away. If I had to give any sort of advice when first starting out, it would be to look around the van first to see what sort of shelves and drawers there are to put stuff in. I did not look around before unpacking items into the van, and I felt I was low on space and it was overwhelming. I would also find new drawers and cupboards that had organizers in them for specific items, which then made more sense to me as I was playing. I would have to go back and move the stuff around, and it was just straight up annoying. Now I want to talk about one thing I liked and disliked about the game. One thing I liked was how you could stack certain things together or pile on top of something else. It made it so much easier for utilizing space. One thing I disliked was how you could only pull out one random thing at a time and you don't even know what you're getting. I feel maybe that was their purpose of the game so that it gives that puzzle and strategy feel, but I was just not having it. I found myself clicking and placing items in random spots so I could see what items I had to put away accordingly. I would have liked it better if it pulled out a menu within the category so I could grab out the stuff I wanted to put away first rather than all these random items scattered all over the counter and on the floor. Now I want to move on to overall rating scale, starting off with core gameplay. I give this section a 3.5 out of 5. The mechanics could use some work with the camera angles and the movement was completely opposite than the direction I was moving it in, which I was not used to. There's not many challenging aspects in this game other than trying to figure out where to put everything, which was a challenge within itself and more items being added. But the game overall was engaging and kept me focused on it for a long time. Graphics and art style. The game is visually appealing and the art is beautiful. Movements are mostly smooth other than when the camera moves quite fast when you barely even move it. So I would give this section a 4.5 out of 5. I'm sure once I get used to the controls, the movement of the camera wouldn't bother me as much as it's an adjustment compared to other games with camera movement. Replayability and content. For the game length, the price is really not worth it. There's lots of replayability in the game if you want to place the same items over and over again, but just change up the style of the cabinets and overall outside look of the van. The game costs $15 American, whereas here in Canada it costs $20. I understand the work, time, and money that goes into games like these, so maybe that justifies the price. But I can buy Stardew Valley for almost the same price, and there's way more gameplay, very replayable, and many different stories and secrets to discover. As far as side content goes for the game, there currently is no other than the main gameplay. And for those reasons, I'll be rating this section a 2 out of 5. I really don't find the game worth the cost whatsoever. There's other games out there with the same price with way better gameplay. It's a cute and cozy game which is fun for a first playthrough, but I couldn't see myself going back and playing this game after the first run through unless newer exciting content was added. Originality and innovation. The creativity piece and idea of the game is great, especially now that campervan life is now becoming more and more popular in the real world. But the game doesn't really give you something new. It just gives you the same kind of game like Unpacking or any other cozy organization game, but in a different style. Unpacking gives you multiple different rooms, and you have to unpack all the boxes and organize them into place to move on to the next room. With Campervan Make It Home, you click on categories, and it gives you one item at a time that you then have to find a place for in your van. Once you complete the van, you unlock new items and bigger cabinets and bigger vans to organize things. The game doesn't necessarily push boundaries to being the exact same game as any other game. The only thing that really is the same is the type of game it is. There are many organization games, just like there are farming sims, but like any game, some games stand out way more than others due to the content and gameplay aspects. And personally, this game isn't really one of those games that really stands out more than any other organization game, and for that reason I'm rating this section a 2 out of 5. Overall, the game was engaging and the music was cozy and relaxing. Definitely something that would be fun to sit back and relax on the couch and play. I definitely feel like once I played through the game once, I probably wouldn't go back and play it again for any reason. I've done that with many other games, and this would be another one added to the list regardless of new updates. Everyone's opinions will of course be different when it comes to the game, but this was my thoughts and opinions on it. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed my insight and review of Campervan Make It Home, please drop a like and subscribe for future content. I hope everyone has an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next one.